Oh, nice to see you here. What are you doing out and about here? Me? Oh, I'm just checking in. You know, doing the rounds, out and about, doing what I usually do, and that's just hovering around, but not really posting anything. How are you all doing, man? It's been a while since I've posted on this channel. In fact, it has been 2 months. So I guess I've got a little bit of explaining to do. For those of you who follow me on social media, for those who might check out the community tab on this channel where posts might pop out. I think you only really see them if you're on a mobile device and you have the YouTube app. But I've moved house. So, I was living in a flat for a couple of years. Me and Susie finally got a house. I mentioned it in a couple of the RTC episodes for World War II. That we were going to move house. We had an offer accepted. We finally got it all completed and wrapped up. And we actually moved house on the Friday of my birthday. So when I posted the last PUBG live video, we moved that weekend. So, as you can imagine, moving is very, very stressful. There's a lot to do. You've got to pack up. Fortunately, we've done a lot of the packing up. I don't know if you could see it. You might see things like beds and boxes sitting in the background of some of the streams I did before I went AWOL. But, yeah, it was a lot of work to do. Getting everything moved in, getting everything unpacked, buying lots of stuff for the house to then, get it all set up in the house because obviously there were things missing. And for a week or two, maybe, I would say that the office and like my gaming setup kind of fell by the wayside in terms of priority. Obviously, I wasn't really like, oh, I've got to get it up, I've got to play games and stream. It just was naturally what you have to do, and sometimes as a grown-up, you have to make these decisions, and I think anyone who's had to move or do that kind of stuff will understand. But then that wasn't exactly why I didn't stream or post a video for 2 months. A lot of the saga was down to not having the internet. So when I moved in, they didn't know if they could get optic fiber ready at the place because they just didn't have the information to check whether they had it. So they got an internet line installed, and it was absolutely garbage. I'm not even lying. It was almost as bad as what I used to have in like 2007-8 when I had like 2.6 down and shared it on a Wi-Fi with 6 other people. It was shocking. It could barely hold a stream up. I certainly couldn't stream 2 things at once. I think Susie tried to watch a stream or like Netflix on the TV, and I tried to watch an England match on her iPad or something like that, and it just wasn't having it. So it was almost impossible to stream. It was certainly impossible to, well, yeah, it was certainly impossible to stream and upload. Which meant that, without the internet, I was limited on what I could actually do and post. And I could have done a bit of Crash Bandicoot. I could have done a bit of City Skylines, assuming I didn't need to be online to play that. I might have been, actually, because I can't remember if it was a local file save. Anyway, so it just became a bit like, oh, I've not really got much to stream or post at the moment, so I just kind of didn't play games. I haven't really played games. I can literally count on my hand how many times I've sat down and had a little gaming session. And when I have, it's usually like PUBG with people from work and friends and stuff like that. I really have not taken many opportunities to play games. There's also the fact that, I've had work. Work has been hella busy over the past month or two. I've been going to football and to the gym, so it means I haven't had too much time in the weekday. At the weekend, I've usually got plans with Susie or with friends or with family. We didn't get the internet upgraded for ages. Like, there were so many problems, like engineers not being there, not getting the job done. It just took so long. It wasn't until I think the Easter bank holiday that or maybe just after that, where we finally got the upgrade. It was in early April. And since we finally got that upgrade, and I was getting like 60 to 70 down, like 20 up, kind of around the speeds I was getting in my flat, it just meant that, I don't know if you could hear that squeaky thing. I've got this office chair that Susie had, and it squeaks now and then. So I've just been doing house stuff, and we finally got everything in place. Pretty much everything is bought. And then you're probably wondering why I haven't done anything since. And, well, there's 2 reasons. One is that I've been doing the garden up. So our garden was in a massive state, and that's been like my personal project I've been doing. So I've been using a lot of my spare time to do up the garden, which you can imagine is already very limited, the amount of time that I've got. I've explained this before, how I just don't have huge amounts of time like I used to. And then I've been doing all the other stuff I usually do in the week. I recently went to Orlando for work. I've been doing a lot of FIFA commentating recently. You might have seen me on the Gfinity Elite Series. You might have seen me at the Foot Champions in Manchester. So it's just been a lot going on. And then I'm usually, by the time I actually get time to sit down and play games, I'm usually too tired to actually even think about playing games. And I'll be honest, I could probably motivate myself even when I'm tired to play a few games, but at the moment there are no games that really take my fancy. I've been trying to get into single player games. I obviously bought a Nintendo Switch for my birthday, and I've been trying to find some decent games for that. I don't think there's a huge selection at the moment. I've been, you know, dabbling in a few others, but everything else I pretty much played before or own on another console, so it makes no sense to buy again. It's just been tough finding the time, and you know, not really having anything I want to play or anything to play has been a little bit of a setback as well. I know Fortnite is super crazy popular, and I was enjoying it to an extent before I dropped off, but before I could really get into the game, you know, I dropped off, so it was never really compelling enough for me to come back. And as nice as the game looks, it's so like overly hyped. I just kind of don't like to play it. I guess that'll be an alarm to start cooking dinner. As you can see, I'm a busy boy. I barely had any time to film this. I actually wanted to stream, but my setup wasn't actually ready. There were things not connected, and I had to connect those, and I wasted like half an hour, and I just played this game. This is like literally my first game of Black Ops 1, you know, in amongst the hype of Call of Duty and Black Ops 4 coming out. So yeah, it's just been really busy and tough finding the time to play games and what to actually play. So I do apologise for not really putting much time in. I have said that I want to get into this, and I have wanted to dedicate some time back to it. It's just finding the time, especially when you haven't got much motivation in terms of, you know, what game to play. It's been a bit of a struggle, but I will try and get back on that. I do apologise for not really giving you much of an explanation recently why I've left. It's just, you know, a combination of being busy and having to do grown-up stuff, and I will try to rectify that. But you have to understand, if I don't come around all that often or do many live streams and videos, it's just part of growing up. Anyway, I hope you're all good. You know, let me know what's been going on with you over the past couple of months. Obviously, I miss you guys like crazy, and I'd love to hear about what it is that you're doing. So I'll see you whenever I next do something on this channel. I'll see you later.